Hi everybody, welcome to a special video edition of the Real HT Info podcast. You can check us out on our website at realht.info. Today we're doing a special video edition so I can show you how to put together a home theater PC. Now a home theater PC isn't that much different than your regular PC that you probably have sitting under your desk right now. A home theater PC is just usually cooler, quieter, and of course you want to be able to hook it up to your television. To that end, we're going to stick with a single hard drive to keep down noise and heat. We have a powerful yet energy efficient processor, once again to keep down heat, an energy efficient power supply, a silent video card to keep down the noise, and a case with some big slow fans which are going to keep air moving just as well, yet more quietly than if we were using smaller, fast moving fans. We also have DVI ports on our video card, which I'm going to run directly to my DVI port on my television, but if you have an HDMI port on your television instead, you can run this using a special cable. This card is also capable of outputting component outputs if your television only has those. So, let's get this thing going.
Many people like their home theater PC case to look like a home theater component, but this Antec case runs cool, quiet, and it's inexpensive. When it comes to power supplies, you want high efficiency, which means less electricity is wasted on heat instead of powering your components. You also don't want too much wattage. Power supplies run more efficient at the high end of their wattage rating, so if you have about 300 watts worth of components, don't buy a 600 watt power supply, buy a 400 watt power supply. Don't skimp on your motherboard. Not only will a name brand board be more reliable, they will enable you to overclock your CPU for free performance using an inexpensive CPU, or underclock for, once again, cool, quiet energy savings. I'll be doing both with this PC, setting up an underclocked profile for everyday use and an overclocked profile for when I need a little extra horsepower, say when encoding videos. When installing your CPU, be careful to line up the notches and not to bend the pins. If you do bend a pin, try to straighten it out by inserting the bent pin into the end of a mechanical pencil. The stock coolers on more recent Intel chips, unlike those that came with the Pentium 4 chips, are very quiet and also have good cooling performance. Note that they come with thermal paste pre-applied, but if you're reapplying an old cooler or using a cooler that doesn't come with pre-applied paste, make sure you scrape off the old paste and apply new. To install the heatsink, simply align the pins and push down. Start with one corner, then move to the opposite corner. For RAM, I went with DDR2 800. You don't need RAM this fast with most CPUs, but it only costs a little more and it allows you greater flexibility when overclocking/underclocking for motherboards that don't allow you to set the RAM front-side bus separate from the CPU. Make sure, when installing 2 sticks of RAM, that you install them in the matching slots. Refer to your motherboard manual for more information on this. Before you install your motherboard, make sure you switch out the rear panel on your case for the one that came with your motherboard. Odds are the one that came with your case won't fit. Make sure that you install the metal standoffs before installing your motherboard. Use all of the mounting points your motherboard/case offers. The last thing you want is your motherboard flexing and shorting out against your metal case. This video card has a huge metal heatsink instead of a fan, which means that it doesn't add to the noise level at all. It also uses NVIDIA Pure Video Processing, which means that you'll have great standard definition DVD and high definition disc playback without using a bunch of CPU cycles, once again cutting down on CPU heat and noise. When installing the card, push the card in by the card itself, not by pushing on the heatsink, otherwise you might bend and snap the heatsink off. For an optical drive, I just went with a standard DVD burner. The Antec case uses this nifty rail system, which makes installing drives a breeze. Hard drives come in 2 flavors. For a new build, you want to get SATA, that's serial ATA, not PATA, parallel ATA, if your motherboard supports it. Go with 1 large drive instead of 2 smaller ones to keep noise down, but the bigger they are, the harder they fail. 500 gigabyte drives are great, but when they fail, you'll be losing a lot of info. Back up your important information on a regular basis using a program like SyncBack. The Antec has these great little silicone spacers to kill hard drive vibrations that make noise. Don't tighten them down too far, otherwise the silicone will be too compressed to effectively absorb vibrations. Once again, Antec makes it a breeze to install components with this removable hard drive cage. Be careful when plugging in all your power and serial ATA connections, and especially when plugging in the rear and front panel connectors to the motherboard. Make sure you read the case and motherboard manuals carefully. If you put the wrong connector on the wrong pins, or put the connector on backwards or upside down, you can fry your peripherals.
So there you have it. An hour or two later, and all that needs to be done is to tidy up a few things on the inside, put the case back together, and your hardware is all set. As for the operating system and your various programs, I'll have to leave that for another episode. Thanks for watching. You can catch me on the Real HT Info podcast at realht.info. Tune in anytime, and hopefully we'll have a couple more of these video segments on the way. Take care.